Okay, so here's the helmet since last time. Pretty happy so far, I think. So I've got all the extra pieces up there and the chin and everything. The only thing I haven't stuck on are the ears, and I'll save them till absolute last. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some 120 sandpaper. I'm going to knock back any seams or high spots like these where I've glued it together. Hopefully get rid of any glue and muck or anything, and then I can start filling. Okay, so I think I've knocked everything back that needs to be. So you can see now the surface is a bit roughed up. I've got rid of most of the glue. So now what I'm going to do is I've got, I don't know if this is going to work, but I've got some bathroom and kitchen filler. See there. And I'm going to use that just to fill up any holes, any imperfections in the foam, any of the seams, and yeah. So here's where the helmet's at after all that filling. So you can see quite a bit of work. So yeah, you can see I just did a mixture of applying some with the scraper and applying some with my finger. So next step, I'm going to sand it all back with some 240, and I'll go back and fill in any spots I may have missed. So you can see I've got the helmet pretty much where I want it. Lots of sanding and filling later. In hindsight, a bit of a learning experience. This stuff, while it works well as a filler, it requires a lot of sanding. So in the future I would probably rather go for some flexible I don't know, silicone based something or other filler. That way I can put it on, smooth it out with my finger and some water, and don't have to worry about sanding it. But anyway, I've done the best with what I've got, and it's looking pretty good so far, I think. So next step, I just got to fill in a couple of extra foam pieces now that I'm fairly happy with where it's at. There's some little teeth bit that go in there, and the ears that go in the side there. So I'll cut them out of foam and just glue them in place. Okay, so I've got my, I guess, cheek pieces you'd call them. So I just cut them out on some of the 2mm craft foam and then put it on a solid back, so that'll just go inside the helmet. Then I've got my ears cut out here. I just roughly cut them out and sanded them as close to a circle as I could get. I've had a bit of difficulty with this bit. This is about my third take, so I think what I'm going to do, instead of trying to cut that out, I'll drill it out with this drill bit and then cut it flush, and we'll see how that goes. I've drawn a line around where I want my bevel to go for the ear, and I'm gonna just try and sand that in using a Dremel. See how that goes. No, not bad. Then I'll just touch up the rest using some sandpaper. There we go. So I might just touch up the outsides just with a little bit of putty, and then they're ready to glue on. So these teeth, I guess you'd call them, they just sit in there. They might be a little bit big, but I'll glue them in for now, and I can trim them back if I need to.